Alright, so Zenkai Vegeta, Super Saiyan God. Let's see what we have. Max stats, they're okay. Strike attack is actually pretty good. Main ability, Power Manifest, 40% strike damage. Okay, same. Gradually restores own health each time account for 30 time counts. Okay, that's new. Um, that's going to be pretty effective after cover change. You use that, pop this, and just go to town and gain health, I'm assuming. So this is actually a pretty good ad. Strongest race, applies following effects itself. Own health ratio is higher than enemies when this character enters the battlefield. Strike art next. Okay, is that new? Yeah. Yeah, so you get a strike art next. And then you get 50% damage, not 50% strike damage. So that's actually an improvement right there. Base damage in general. Strike art restores ki by 30. Wow, so you get a bunch of stuff this time as opposed to last time. Cover change. Okay, cover change is the same with the exception of +3 to substitution count as a cost as opposed to 5. So that's helpful, right? It's a slight tweak. Rising Fighting Spirits unlocks at Adept. Applies the following effects to self after enemy's attack is over. Restores health by 10%. Activates twice. 30% damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. And increases the draw speed by 1, which can't be stacked. Okay, so that's surprisingly useful. It makes his cover change that more enticing. I think it's a better... It just makes his cover change better now. Like, whenever you get him in, yeah, he heals. But, like, if you cover change with him, you essentially take pretty much no damage and you negate an attack, right? So he's essentially Bojack, with the exception of there is pretty much no damage taken. I mean, unless you die, you're just going to gain 10% health back. So you're pretty much reducing damage more than 40%, essentially. You can look at it that way. That's pretty good. The draw speed is what's the cool part about that. I mean, he needed draw speed, so. Courageous Warrior Blaze in red. Unlock at powerful. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. 20% of damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Reduces damage received by 10%, cannot be cancelled. 50% the ki recovery. Okay, all that is very nice for him. It makes him just more versatile and makes him, like, I guess, hang with all the hard-hitting units of the meta today. The ki recovery is nice. That would be great, especially with his reduction, his art reduction. So this is pretty good. I mean, honestly, I would say that he's definitely worth a Zenkai 3 for sure, based off of his Zenkai 3. It's just a good ability, no matter how you slice it. So that's something to consider if you have the spare CC. I'm not going to spend spending shit on this. I mean, honestly, I don't use God Ki. Never really liked getting my ass kicked by God Ki, let alone getting fucked. Or doing the same thing to other people with God Ki, right? Even though my Vegeta Blue 7 stars. God Heat Flash, 25%. Okay. Alright, this is 20% as opposed to 10 in terms of a buff for next damage. That's pretty good. That's pretty good in terms... Oh, I'm sorry, in terms of reduction. So, it's like Broly almost. A little worse than Broly. Well, 10% worse, but it's still a nice touch. He's a defensive unit after all, so... 20% damage. Okay, that's good. The real thing, I still would say, like, he's definitely a good unit to use. But I would say only if you don't have Gogeta Blue. If you have Gogeta Blue, I would say that this is probably the purpose of this unit, right? I'm pretty sure they just came out with him to enhance the Gogeta Blue. I'm pretty sure. So if your Gogeta Blue's at 2 stars, this is what you ideally would want for Gogeta Blue. So. My opinion on that, yeah, he overall looks he looks good. He looks good. I like this. This is what makes him, I think, enticing for Zenkai 3. This is really good because of the ki recovery. And this combined with his art reduction, he's going to be able to do some fucking combos. But, yeah, it comes down to what you guys can do. Because, like, honestly, after the Broly and Gogeta banner, I spent $500, not fucking ever doing that again for an LF. And I'm certainly not going to invest for this. But to each their own. I know people have God Keys. God Key is a crazy tag. And I know everybody went for Gogeta Blue a lot. You know, so... yeah, let me know what you guys are going to do. I would save. Just in general. Like, if you want to go up in PvP and you have 2-star Gogeta, sure. I mean, invest Zenkai 3 maybe. But, look, CC is hard to fucking come by. And, honestly... they're going to come out with some more shit. Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 is the only thing left, so I'm not fucking falling prey to any of this bullshit anymore. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Yeah, laters.